Have you ever wondered why happiness often seems elusive? Like a butterfly that's always just out of reach? Perhaps, like many, you've embarked on a tireless quest, navigating the labyrinth of life in search of this elusive butterfly we call happiness. Our society often paints a picture of happiness as a destination, a place you reach once you've accumulated enough wealth, achieved certain milestones, or built the perfect life. It's a common misconception, yet it's a trap many of us fall into. We find ourselves on a treadmill, running at an ever-increasing pace, believing that if we can just run a little faster, push a little harder, we'll finally catch that butterfly. We often mistake happiness for a state that's conditional on our external circumstances. We think, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, or I'll be happy when I find my soulmate. But what if we've got it all wrong? What if happiness isn't something to be chased or caught, but something that arises naturally when we stop chasing and start living? It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness is a product of our achievements, that it's something we can buy, earn, or win. But the irony is, the more we chase after it, the more it seems to elude us. It's like trying to catch a cloud. No matter how fast you run or how high you climb, you can't grasp it. It's always just out of reach. We also tend to think of happiness as a constant state of euphoria, a peak experience that we should be feeling all the time. But true happiness isn't a constant high. It's a general sense of contentment and peace, a deep-seated satisfaction with life as it is, without the need for it to be different. So what if we've been going about this all wrong? What if, instead of chasing after happiness, we simply let life be? What if we stop running, stop striving, and start living in the present moment? What if the key to happiness isn't in the pursuit, but in the acceptance of life as it is? But what if the key to happiness isn't in chasing it, but in simply letting life be? The philosophy of simply let life be is a profound yet simple approach to life. This philosophy urges us to embrace life as it unfolds, to accept what is, and to relinquish our instinctive desire for control. It's a philosophy that encourages us to let go and allow life to flow naturally, like a river that carves its path through the earth, unhindered and uncontrolled. The crux of this philosophy lies in the acceptance of life's inherent unpredictability. It teaches us to be flexible, to adapt to the ebb and flow of circumstances, and to find peace amidst the chaos. It's about understanding that life is an ever-changing canvas of experiences, and the value we derive from these experiences is directly proportional to our acceptance of them. Simply let life be also underscores the importance of living in the present moment. It's about letting go of the past with its regrets and the future with its anxieties. It's about immersing yourself in the here and now, absorbing the richness of the present moment. It's about experiencing life in its raw, unfiltered form, devoid of any judgments or preconceived notions. The philosophy also suggests that happiness is an inside job. It tells us that contentment comes from within, not from external sources. It's about finding joy in the ordinary, finding beauty in simplicity, and appreciating the small, everyday moments of life. It's about understanding that happiness is not a destination to reach, but a journey to be traversed, one moment at a time. In essence, the philosophy of simply let life be is a call to surrender, to let go of our preconceived notions and expectations, and to allow life to take its natural course. It's about embracing the uncertainty, the unpredictability, and the imperfections of life. It's about being at peace with the world and finding contentment within oneself. It's about embracing life as it is, not as we wish it to be. Once upon a time, there was a monk who had a peculiar fascination with butterflies. In a quaint village nestled in the heart of a picturesque valley, lived a monk who was known for his calm demeanor and wise words. But there was something else that set him apart from everyone else. He had an enchanting fascination with butterflies. To him, butterflies were not just insects with wings, they were symbols of transformation, beauty, and freedom. From the earliest days of his youth, the monk spent countless hours chasing after these delicate creatures, convinced that capturing one would bring him ultimate happiness. He believed that the butterfly held the secret to joy, and that by catching one, he could unlock this secret. As time passed, the monk's pursuit became an obsession. He would spend days and nights in every season, through rain and shine, chasing after butterflies. His life was consumed by this pursuit, and yet the elusive butterfly always seemed to be just out of reach. Then one day, after years of relentless pursuit, it happened. The monk finally caught a butterfly. He held it gently in his hands, his heart pounding with a joy he had never known. But as he looked at the beautiful creature fluttering in his hands, he realized something. The joy he felt was fleeting. It was not the profound, enduring happiness he had imagined. He looked at the butterfly again, its delicate wings a kaleidoscope of colors fluttering desperately for freedom. He realized then that the beauty of the butterfly was not in possessing it, but in watching it in its natural state, free and unencumbered. The monk released the butterfly and it took off into the sky, its wings catching the light and shimmering with an indescribable beauty. As he watched it fly away, the monk felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over him. It was a feeling far more profound and enduring than the fleeting joy he had felt on capturing the butterfly. From that day forward, the monk no longer chased after butterflies. Instead, he spent his days observing them, marveling at their beauty and absorbing the lessons they had to teach. He discovered that happiness was not in the pursuit, but in the appreciation of the moment, in the acceptance of life as it is. He realized that just like the butterflies, happiness too was not something to be chased or captured. It was something to be observed, appreciated, and allowed to come and go as it pleased. The monk discovered that happiness wasn't in the pursuit, but in simply letting life be. So how do we apply this wisdom in our lives? Imagine life as a river. Its current has a natural flow, sometimes smooth, sometimes turbulent, but always moving forward. Now consider our attempts to control life, our struggles and anxieties, as trying to swim against this current. What if instead we chose to simply float, to let the river carry us? This is the essence of the philosophy, simply let life be. But how do we float? How do we surrender to the current of life? The first step is mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being fully present, aware of where we are and what we're doing, without being overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's happening around us. It's about observing our thoughts and feelings without judging them good or bad. Why is mindfulness important? Because it allows us to experience life as it is, rather than as we think it should be. It enables us to accept the present moment with all its imperfections and find peace within it. Acceptance is the second step. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means understanding that something is what it is and that there's got to be a way through it. It's about acknowledging life's ups and downs, its victories and defeats, without letting them define us. When we accept life as it is, we stop trying to control the uncontrollable. We stop resisting the natural flow of life and start moving with it. This is when we truly start living in the present moment. Living in the present moment is not just a concept, it's a way of life. It's about letting go of the past, not worrying about the future, but simply being in the now. It's about appreciating the beauty of the moment, the joy of the mundane, the miracle of existence. When we embrace the philosophy of simply let life be, we start to see life not as a series of problems to be solved, but as a journey to be experienced. We stop chasing happiness and start living it. So, let go. Be mindful. Accept. Live in the present. Float in the river of life. Remember, happiness is not a destination. It's a way of life. The journey to happiness isn't about chasing after it, but about letting it unfold naturally. As we've uncovered in our exploration today, the philosophy of simply let life be holds profound wisdom. It's a gentle reminder that sometimes the key to happiness lies in surrendering control, in permitting the natural course of life to flow. Consider the tale of the monk and the butterfly, a powerful metaphor illustrating that unnecessary interference may lead to undesirable outcomes. In the same vein, our quest for happiness often leads us to overstep, to try too hard. when all we need to do is to stand back and allow life to happen. This wisdom doesn't advocate for passivity, but a conscious decision to embrace the present, to appreciate the now. It's about understanding that happiness isn't an external pursuit, but an internal state that flourishes when we let life be. So take a deep breath, let go, and simply let life be. You might be surprised at the happiness you'll find.